Hi, and thanks for joining Stamp with Tracy for today's Wow Wednesday. Today we're going to be working on a suite that is out of the mini catalog, the January to April 2024 mini catalog, and this suite can be found beginning on page 22. Absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous things that I've seen made with this, and absolutely love every part of it. So I don't often order an entire suite collection, but I definitely did with this one. So in this suite collection, you get 2 different bundles of stamps and dies. There is the paper butterfly accents, the purple fine shimmer gems, and the beautiful designer series paper. So again, this can be found on page 23. The entire suite collection sells for $126.50, but you get so much for it. So let's take a look at what comes in that. First, we have the Painted Lavender stamp set. Absolutely gorgeous. And dies. I love, love, love this. I've seen so many pretty things made with it. I'm going to show you a few of those tonight. And then this Perennial postage. Love these sayings. It's just the wording, and I love the font as well. And the dies that come with this, look at all those dies. Let me see, how many pieces is it? It's 12 pieces. So you have this really large one, and then the next size down, and then a bunch going down, a couple of squares, another little rectangle, this nice little ticket punch sort of thing to put your ribbon through. Nice little tie things here, and this little postage symbol. Absolutely gorgeous. You have the purple fine shimmer gems that I have worked with already. You've seen those if you've been watching any of my videos. These really awesome butterfly paper accents. So they're all punched out, and you'll see how I added color to them tonight. And you get 40 of them in there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on each page, and there's 8 pages of them in here. They're not adhesive or anything, so you add glue where you want them to be adhered, and they just punch right out of this sheet of paper. And then there is the beautiful designer series paper. Of course, purple is one of my favorite colors, and green is one of my favorite colors, and this has beautiful colors in it throughout. So to show you some of the designer series paper, here it is with this beautiful green background. Here's another sheet with this beautiful background. Just love these colors. They're absolutely gorgeous. Look how pretty that is. Beautiful greens, pretty peacock. And then there's these great big pieces here that have the lavender, absolutely gorgeous. Pretty plaid. Some more beautiful lavender. Love this purple, gorgeous grape, I think it is. Another beautiful paper design. So let me just go over the colors again that are in this. So we have a Berry Burst, a Blackberry Bliss, Fresh Freesia, Gorgeous Grape, Highland Heather, Lost Lagoon, Orchid Oasis, Pretty Peacock, Shaded Spruce, and Starry Sky. Now, I wonder where that Starry Sky is in here. I wouldn't have picked that out. Might be on some of those flowers. But beautiful designer series paper. We'll be taking a look at that tonight. So first off, I'm going to start with making one of my favorite cards lately has been a Z-fold card. And we're going to be using the beautiful designer series paper. And let's start with the bottom part first. So, oh, I don't remember here it is. Okay, so I'm going to start with the bottom. I have Gorgeous Grape as my card base, and this is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 2 3/4 and 5 1/2. And then I have the Pretty Peacock that is 4 1/8. This piece here is 5 3/8, and then these 2 pieces of Pretty Peacock here, sorry, are 2 and 7. Let's see, 4 1/8 and 2 5/8 wide. And then our designer series paper is 4 by 5 1/4, and then 4 by 2 1/2. So we'll start by putting all this together. And I like to use my liquid glue when I'm doing this because I can line it up and slide it around a little bit. Get my arm over here. So first thing we'll do is line that up on the pretty peacock. And it's only going to be a little 1/8 of an inch going around. There we have it. Now I got glue on my fingers. And then, isn't this paper gorgeous? It's almost like I don't want to use the other side. Then again, lining it up on here on the pretty peacock, so we only have a little 1/8 of an inch going around the edge. Same thing with this one here. So this one is the other side of this piece here. I don't know what it is about the double Z fold cards lately. I've just been going crazy on them. Z fold, W fold, all kind of different names there. So now we'll glue these down on the gorgeous grape. And that's just, again, another 1/8 of an inch border. A very thin little border line there. So tell me, maybe in the comments tonight, because on Well Wednesday we comment and like for a chance to win cards. Tell me about what you found in the new mini or the new celebration that is your new favorite. Don't forget, we are in celebration. So for every $50 you spend, you pick out a free gift, or you can pick out one of the ones that are valued a little higher with spending $100. So if you were to get this suite, you would qualify for one of those $100 items, or you could get 2 of the $50 items. So what I've done here is stamp. Now I'll give you the sizes for this. So this gorgeous grape, again, was 3 by 9, and it's scored at 3 and 6. And that's going to make the Z fold for the inside. This one is the Z fold for the outside, or the card base, whichever one you want to call it. So then our pretty peacock in this is 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. And then our designer series paper and this piece of white are 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. So first we'll start by putting the items on the pretty peacock. And this piece was stamped with a beautiful saying from the Perennial postage. It says, "I can't thank you enough." And then it was stamped with the beautiful painted lavender. This was stamped in gorgeous grape, and this one was stamped in fresh freesia. And then the butterflies were stamped in Highland heather. So I'm going to go ahead then and add that right to my gorgeous grape that's going to be going on the inside. So this one on the center here is just designer series paper. And that'll go in the center box. And then this one here will be the front of our card. So we'll decorate that a little bit more than the others. So I'm using the plaid. I don't want a whole lot of contrast. You know, it doesn't say this color in the colors that are listed. It's the first time I've noticed that. And this is definitely like a, I don't know, crumb cake, possibly. So I'm going to go ahead and decorate the front of this before I put it on, because I'm going to actually cut off some pieces. Just adding a little bit of liquid glue here. And I'm going to be cutting off some, which is why I didn't want to didn't want to glue that down yet. I want to be able to come back and trim the edge off here. Have that one coming up just a little bit higher. And these are the beautiful die cuts from the Painted Lavender. So I used this here with the pretty peacock. I used this one here. It gives you two separate pieces actually that you layer on top of each other, or you can use separately. And I'm using it separately with the Gorgeous Grape. So I'm going to bring this little bit of Gorgeous Grape piece of lavender on here. I'm going to need to hold that into place a little bit and put some more glue on there. I wasn't sure how high I was going to come up with it. Okay, then I'm going to take my paper snips now and get rid of this bottom portion here. Okay, and then I have this little stamp here that was from the Perennial postage that says Big Hugs. So I'm sending big hugs, and I'm saying I can't thank you enough. So somebody did something awful sweet for me. And then I cut off a little tiny piece of one of those flowers. I'm just going to add that. I was debating about whether or not to stamp. I just decided to go ahead and use a little piece of the die cut. So then that will go on the front. Okay, now to assemble this. You get it centered on here. So we only want to glue this half right here, but we do want to glue this one all over. So I'm going to hold that in place for a minute. And I think I've done something wrong here in my gluing. think I need to bring this out just a little bit further. There we go. And there we have our beautiful Z-fold card. Don't you just love this lavender? It's so pretty. Now let me show you some others that I made today as well. Now this one here, I would not have thought of putting these colors together, but since they called for it in the colors of the designer series paper, I did. So I have a Fresh Freesia card base. I'm sorry, a Berry Burst card base. And then I have a Fresh Freesia layer. So this layer is 1/4 of an inch smaller. So my card base is 8.5 by 5.5. So this is 5 1/4 by 4. And then I did this beautiful piece of the Highland Heather and Fresh Freesia, and I would say the Gorgeous Grape in the darker here, at 3 3/4 by 5. And then I used one of the many postage stamp size dies and a little tiny one here. Now this little happy birthday came from the Very Occasions stamp set. I use that a lot. Very Occasions is a perfect title for it because it has got things in it for so many different occasions. So I did the little one with happy birthday, and then I stamped this one. Now this was a little tricky here what I did. I actually took the markers and colored my Gorgeous Grape on the flower part and then my Shaded Spruce on the leaves, on the stems. It didn't come out real well because it took me so long to do the coloring. So then I just went back with my markers and colored the rest in. But I like the way it turned out. And then one of my butterflies, using my blender brush, I did a little bit of color on that butterfly, only glued it down on this one little spot right here and bent it up. And then I used my beautiful purple gems. Absolutely love this card. And then on the inside, I stamped the lavender field and sending you smiles for every moment of your special day, and stamped the butterflies that came in that set as well. They were stamped with Fresh Freesia. This was stamped with Pretty Peacock, and this was stamped with Gorgeous Grape. So there's one of the cards there. And then this was a really, really simple, quick and easy card. So simple. So I stamped with the Fresh Freesia, and then I stamped over top and to the right a little bit with the Gorgeous Grape, used the Shaded Spruce for my sentiment and my stems, and then did my butterflies with the Fresh Freesia. And then there's that same card, but dressed it up a little bit more. So this was nice and simple, and this was dressing it up. So on this one here, I used the negative part. I had punched out the Fresh Freesia, and this time I used the negative. So I have the large piece. I don't like to waste anything, and I thought this really looked nice. So again, this is stamped with the Highland Heather this time and the Fresh Freesia. And then I had cut out a little mask and covered just, on a piece of scrap paper, took and stamped the lavender. Oops. And I covered it, and then that's how I just moved it around and stamped these beautiful green leaves so they come out like a background there. And then one of the smaller butterflies, again, I only glued it down at the very part of the butterfly's body. And again, I did that with Fresh Freesia and just barely touched that butterfly with my blending brush just to give it a little bit of color. Added a little bow with the glue dot, and You Mean the World to Me. And then I left the blank on the inside there. And then one more, absolutely love the way this one turned out too. So this is a Highland Heather background, and then a piece of designer series paper, cut it 5 1/4 by 4. Then this is the inside of this cutout, the postage of the Fresh Freesia, and stamped the lavender with Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape, and then stamped my green here, You're Simply Marvelous, in Lost Lagoon, and did my butterflies. So I have my butterflies there, only glued the center so I could pop those up. And then I didn't do an inside to this either, so that you could, you know, use it more or less for what you wanted to. So I hope you liked today's Well Wednesday, showing you this beautiful new collection called Perennial. What did I call it? Perennial Lavender? Already I forgot. Yes, Perennial Lavender. And again, that sweet collection can be found on page 23. And it is $126.50, which would qualify you for our celebration items as well. So don't forget to like and comment on today's Well Wednesday. Shop at my store right here at TracyTrott.StampinUp.net. And you'll see posted with the video, if your order's under $150, I'd love for you to use my January host code. And here is our Z-fold card again. There's how it stands up, and there's what it looks like. So again, I hope you enjoyed today's Well Wednesday. Don't forget to like and comment for a chance to win the Z card and one of the other cards tonight. That's what will go to the winner. Don't forget to like and comment. And happy stamping, everyone. Bye-bye.